It's already gone.
Okay. Today we're going to be talking about how to argue. I've been threatening to do
I know
this
how to
for
do
you
that. I do
guys.
that with my mom all the time.
I've been threatening to do this one with you guys again for a while. So today for our practical life, I'm going to go over how to keep calm in an argument. Because, let's be real, there are some of you, Vivian, who are very bad at this. I witnessed one of Vivian's arguments the other day, and I was just like, this goes against everything that I've taught you.
It was scary. That was like I was afraid.
So, how to keep calm in an argument. First, focus on what the other person is really saying. This is when it comes to apologetics, this is really important. When it comes to life and when you talk with someone, this is really important. Because if someone comes to you and they're upset about something, or they're hurt, or someone just passed away, whatever it is, if you sit down and they're saying, well, this, and this are happening, and you're like, well, let me talk and let me relate to your experience, that's going to shut them down before they can get going again. Or a lot of times before they really hit the root of the problem. Do not raise your voice. Whenever someone starts yelling, the calmer you are, a lot of times the more upset they're going to be, or the calmer they're going to be. Okay? It kind of goes one of two directions. Either they're going to get more upset at you because you're keeping calm, or they're going to be like, or the conversation is never going to get to that point. Because a lot of times, the way that it gets to screaming is both of you start raising your voices slowly but surely until you start screaming at each other! Right? And it kind of goes back and forth until you realize, oh wait, we're screaming at each other. This is a big one. I've gone over this one a couple times. Pay attention to your body posture. Okay? In a lot of situations, for instance, when you go like this, this has what it comes across as is you're closing yourself off. If you're sitting there trying to have a conversation with somebody and you sit there like this, a lot of times it'll come across as you're trying to close yourself off. If you put your hands on your chin, you're like, yeah. It comes across as sarcastic. No, actually, I do that sometimes. Like, I'll be sitting with somebody and I'll put my hands on put my hands like this. But pay attention to the way that you hold your body. For instance, in an argument, if all of a sudden your fists start clenching, that's probably going to make the argument worse.
Start turning a little green.
Yeah, if
My green.
Oh. So pay attention to the way that you hold your body. If you hold your body in an open way, people are going to think that you are being receptive to them.
Arms wide open.
But if you kind of cross your arms, and you act, or for instance, if every time that they're talking, you're looking elsewhere, you're not engaging with them. A lot of times, whenever I'm talking with people, whenever I'm speaking and thinking, my eyes wander, which is a normal human thing. But when they're thinking, your eyes should actually be locked on them. Breathe. This is an important one. Because if you don't breathe, you start to change colors.
There's no conversation at all.
And don't do that, because if you start hyperventilating, it's going to get your blood pumping, which means that you're going to be more ready for action. You're trying to keep calm. Keep calm. Dang it, I should have worn my don't keep calm on the youth minister shirt today. I'm really sad. Another one.
What?
Another one. Another one. George isn't here. Exit and okay. Yeah.
They're practicing. Come on.
Exit an argument earlier than you think you need to. Okay. I remember very distinctly. There was one time I was going to get into an argument with one of my coworkers. They were sitting there and they were just, oh man, I was like, I'm done. And I was like, oh look, it's time for my break. I'm leaving. Because I knew that if I sat there, it was not going to be pretty. Literally, it is okay that if you start to feel like you are not calm, to be like, hey, can we come back to this? It is okay, especially in apologetics, be like, hey, I feel like this is getting a little bit heated. Can we come back to this conversation another day so that we can both be calm? And maybe we'll have some other points that we can bring forward. This one I don't really think I agree with, but well, half of it says think of something calm or funny. If you're in the middle of an argument and you start laughing, it's not gonna be good. It may calm you down, but the fist that's about to hit you in the face may not calm you down. So think of something calming. Maybe don't think of something funny. Here is one that I get to talk to you guys about all the time because apologetically, someone is very bad at this.
Vivian.
Don't bring other issues into the argument.
It's okay, Caleb.
Gotcha.
Wait, are you saying I do that or don't know how to like?
You don't know how to notice it whenever it happens. Don't bring other issues into the argument. In terms of just straight up arguments, don't have it be like if you are in an argument with your significant other, don't bring up something from 6 years ago that you've already forgiven them for, because then you're the bad guy, not them. And all that's going to do is make you angrier, because now you're thinking about all the things that they've done since they were born to upset you, including sometimes being born. I might have to cut that out of the video.
That's why they invented editing.
What?
That's why they invented editing.
Amen. No, but like just try to keep the argument on what you guys are talking about. Don't bring in other things from the past, other things. Also, I also wanted to talk a little bit about the proper way to argue. Things that you should not be doing. Okay? Do not try to dominate the conversation. Okay? It should not be that every word that comes out of your mouth, or that everything that is being said is by you. In fact, you should be listening twice as much as you should be speaking. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So, do not dominate the conversation. Do not call people names. Duh. Here's another no-brainer if you want to argue correctly. Do not physically threaten people.
Well, I'm out.
I already mentioned this. Guys, bring it back. Do not bring up past things. I kind of already mentioned that one. But also, do not refuse to do something that you've already agreed upon. Basically, do not take things that you say that you're going to do and use them as bargaining chips in an argument. It's not really good for the argument because then the other person thinks that you're flaky and that really you're only doing things for yourself. Do not nag and do not sulk. So if you come into an argument I guess you're right. Woe is me.
Probably. Michael.
Because let's be real, if you're sitting there in an argument with somebody, whenever you have apologetical conversations, I can guarantee you that if you're talking with someone who is atheist or anything like that, you come across name calling, bringing up the past, and apologetics is basically saying, well, you're not perfect, so what kind of example are you of this faith that you have?
That took my trophy to you.
Basically, yes.
This is really smart. It's really smart on comment, but like, when you say don't bring up the past, you gotta be more specific because if you bring up the Bible, if you're arguing with a Protestant, that's the past.
No. It's
Okay.
your past.
Okay, your past, not the
Personal past.
It's like past, your past.
That is implied whenever I
If you argue with a Protestant, all you're going to get is the Bible.
Yeah, your past.
This brings George Washington.
Alright, yeah. We're gonna, once we start talking about George Washington and apologetics, it's interesting. Are there any questions about proper ways to argue? Are there any questions? Yes.
Just defining your terms.
It comes into play in apologetics, not so much in a base argument. I have had arguments where it does come into play, but I would say that in the vast majority of arguments, it comes down to the people are upset and they just are looking to hash it out. Let me give you guys some examples of some of the things that I just talked about. You guys are in the middle of a conversation with me, an apologetical conversation with me, and I start feeling like I'm going to kill you. You need to believe what I believe. Okay, I don't. Yeah. All of a sudden, you're a little bit more afraid for your life than willing to have a conversation with me, right? Or how about this? If I
Try hard, bad boy.
That makes it quite hard to get
yeah, but like, remember what I was there like 2 weeks ago when I did that. I'm a punk rocker. What can I say?
Oh my God.
All right, you guys can see how these things affect how arguments happen, right?
Yeah.
And how they affect a good argument and a good conversation to come out of it. In fact, I would say that these things help prevent arguments and keep them as conversation.